Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. The Honorable Apex Court has quashed Gujarat government's April notification that allowed factories to extend work shifts up to 12 hours from the existing 8-hour shift. This move was justified on the lines of extreme financial emergencies arising due to spread of COVID-19. Prashant Bhushan has filed a review petition in the Supreme Court against the verdict in contempt of court case, imposing ₹1 fine on him. In what may prove as a major setback for UPSC aspirants, the court has refused to postpone UPSC Civil Services Preliminary Examination, which is scheduled to be held on October 4. The court has, however, conceded requests of students who are giving their last attempts and who may not be able to appear for the exam due to COVID-19 for granting them an extra attempt in the exams. The court has come out with a new roster of assignment of cases to judges in which PILs, letter petitions and social justice matters would be dealt with by Chief Justice of India and 7 more senior judges of the Supreme Court. This is to become effective from October 5. Approving the proposal of the Director General of Civil Aviation, the court has ordered airlines to refund tickets booked prior to COVID-19 lockdown for travel up to May 24, 2020. The Apex Court has issued notice to the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly on a petition filed by Arnab, the editor-in-chief of Republic Media Network, challenging a breach of privilege motion filed against him in the House. The court has asked the central government and the Jammu and Kashmir administration as to how long can Mehbooba Mufti be kept on custody. This question was put by the court on hearing her daughter's petition, which has challenged the former chief minister detention under the Stringent Public Safety Act. In a plea before the Apex Court, direction to the central government has sought to make appropriate modification or interpretation of sections of the Indian Penal Code which deal with sexual assaults against transgender and transsexual persons. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have an understanding of important updates that have taken place before the Delhi High Court. While refusing to direct the Indian Military Academy to take back a candidate who joined in 2017 but who was ordered to be withdrawn in 2019, the court has held that a father's ambition does not define the standards for selection as a commissioned officer in the Indian Army. The High Court has decided to extend its restricted functioning till October 8 in view of the persisting COVID-19 situation in the national capital. The court has sought response of AAP MLA Preeti Tomar on a petition which has challenged her election nomination form for furnishing allegedly false education qualifications. The High Court will hold a virtual interview for advocates seeking conferment of designation as senior advocates between October 5 to October 14. The plea was sought NIA probe against Twitter India under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and also under relevant provisions of the Indian Penal Code for promoting anti-India tweets was withdrawn from the Delhi High Court. In response to a PIL, the court has sought response of the AAP government seeking framing of direction to do away with pasting posters outside the homes of COVID-19 positive persons or those in home isolation. The court has also sought response of the Union Government, the Press Council of India and the National Broadcasting Association of actions taken by them regarding actor Rakulpreet Singh's plea to stop media reports from connecting her with the drug angle in the Bollywood case. The Delhi High Court in the case of Ashok Arora versus Supreme Court Bar Association has reserved its order in the case of suspension of Ashok Arora as the Secretary of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have an understanding of Bombay High Court this week. The court has held that state has power to cancel registrations of private hospitals and nursing homes. However, doing so will not be a viable option. The court instead suggested formation of a commission like the one which is functioning in West Bengal, which is addressing the grievance of these patients who are overcharged by such hospitals. Stating that Section 307 of the Indian Penal Code draws a distinction between the act of the accused and its results, if any, the court has held that a fatal injury is not a prerequisite for invoking attempt of murder charge. While hearing a petition filed by Sameer Thakkar seeking to quash an FIR against him on charges of obscenity and slander for his tweets against the Chief Minister of Maharashtra and his son, the court has held that freedom of speech does not confer a license to violate the constitutional right of others. The court heard the bail applications of actor Riya Chakravarti, her brother and 4 others. During the proceedings, the court did a close scrutiny of whether the nature of NDPS offence is that of a bailable or non-bailable offence and what are the leading precedents of the Supreme Court governing this matter. The court has issued notice nominating judges for the physical hearing of assigned cases at the principal seat at Bombay starting from October 1 to October 30. The High Court has reproached the state government for not providing infrastructure support for virtual hearing of RTI cases, especially when it's been 6 months since the lockdown was imposed. The High Court has refused to interfere in Mumbai University's decision to conduct exams. Now let's proceed with the Allahabad High Court. The Allahabad High Court has dismissed a PIL against telecast of web series Patal Lok, stating that the writ of mandamus must have been preferred after having approached the competent government authorities in this regard. The court has granted the state government the last opportunity to respond to the petition, which is filed for remaining recruitment of 5,000 plus posts for recruitment of 40,000 plus police constables in the year 2018. Now we have an update from the Madras High Court. Physical hearing of cases will commence in the principal bench of the High Court with effect from October 5. Now let's proceed and see what transpired before the Kerala High Court. The court has directed the CBSE schools in the state to file a statement before it explaining under what heads the fee is being charged for the academic year 2020 to 2021 this year. The government of Kerala has moved a plea in the High Court to quash the FIR filed by the CBI into the matter of life mission scam. Now let's proceed with the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis. 28 years after the Babri Masjid demolition, a special CBI court has acquitted all the 32 accused in the case, including the former Deputy Prime Minister Lal Krishna Advani, Murli Manohar Joshi and Kalyan Singh. Right after this decision, the Mathura court dismissed a civil suit which was filed before the court to remove the Eidgah mosque, alleging it to be built over the Krishna Janmabhoomi. The Odisha State Assembly passed the Court Fee Odisha Amendment Bill 2020 to allow the people to make e-payment of their court fee. The National Commission for Women wrote a letter to the DGP of UP seeking an explanation on the urgency to cremate the body of Hathras' alleged gang rape victim. The NHRC has also issued notice to the UP government and the state's police chief. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued Unlock 5 guidelines. These guidelines include reopening of cinemas, and the states are allowed to decide on reopening of schools from 15th of October onwards. The Rajasthan government has appointed 190 candidates who are selected in Civil Judge Examination 2018 as Civil Judge and Judicial Magistrates. The SEBI has imposed a fine of ₹1 crore on ex-Yes Bank Managing Director and CEO Rana Kapoor for violating disclosure regulations regarding a transaction of Morgan Credit Private Limited, an unlisted promoter entity of Yes Bank. President Ramnath Kovind has given assent to the Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Act 2020. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is the international news. Pakistan has once again made it clear that it will not accept India's demand of having a foreign lawyer to represent Kulbhushan Jadhav in the review and reconsideration case which is being heard by the Islamabad High Court. In a major relief to thousands of Indian IT professionals, a federal judge in the US has blocked the enforcement of a temporary visa ban by the Trump administration on a large number of work permits, including the most sought-after H-1B visa. Brussels has launched legal action against the United Kingdom over its plans to override sections of the Brexit withdrawal agreement. Pakistan court has ordered to seize Nawaz Sharif's assets in Tosha Khana graft case. US President Donald Trump has nominated Amy Coney Barrett, a favorite of the social conservatives, to be the new Supreme Court judge. Nepal has adopted ordinance against acid attacks. Culprits are to face 20 years in jail imprisonment. That's all we have for this week. Thank you very much for being with us. We hope this was a productive session for all of us. Also, the links of all these news updates is available in the description box for your kind perusal.